Hey guys, it's Michael Cheezy Hugh from the BGDcast. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Always great to see a new face. And this season, moving on from the previous season, in which we had Zati and Haris from the Good Gains, we have two very special guests. Might I say very big guests. Joining us for Big Boys and Chill is Malaysia's own strongest man, Zaro Alfian, and MMA heavyweight champion, Darren Lau. So, if you haven't already, please drop a like for the video and subscribe to the channel. It will help us out greatly. And now, without further ado, hope you guys enjoy episode 1 of BBC. Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys. Can you actually hear me? Because my sound's gone funny.
Yeah, I can hear. We can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear us?
1 second.
Don't worry, Michael can do all the cropping.
Yeah, don't worry. All's good.
Hang on.
So basically, when I was running for a try. That's what rugby is for.
Right.
Is and had the ball obviously on my chest, and then I dived. I don't know what you call it.
Oh, you
try, I
dive.
guess.
Well, you dive forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I dived forward and I fell flat. I didn't score a try, but I fell flat with my hand underneath my chest and the ball. So
Yeah.
the ball is in between my hand and my
Yeah.
chest. And I twisted it.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my fuck, dude. Did you
so
hear like a snap or anything?
I didn't snap, but I had it fractured for like 2 months.
Right.
So I guess it was pretty bad.
Right. Shit,
Yeah.
dude.
So
2 months.
since then, I've been having like grip issue and some stability work.
Mm.
It's very off actually on my left side.
Yeah.
Now.
I see. Is that why? I mean, I don't know if this is like related, but like, you know, I noticed when you descend on the bench, like you focus a lot on like tempo work, and is that kind of why, like, the whole
Stability.
yeah, it's just for stability. It's because of that wrist injury that you gotten a long time ago. Yeah, dude, like these
It's
injuries, like
risky.
they transcend time. You know, like you have to like keep working on it. It's something that's terrible. Yeah. So no, just a recap in case we didn't catch Darren's intro just now. He's a 3-time amateur MMA champion in the Malaysian martial arts. What was it? MIMA? MIMA?
Mima, yeah, Malaysian invasion mixed martial arts.
Right, yeah. So started out in rugby, just like Zaro. Went over to powerlifting with Robert Wilkes for 8 years. Was it? It was pretty long, right?
No, I was actually only lifting for 4 years, 3.5 years actually.
3.5.
Yeah.
Oh, 3.5.
3.5 years
Okay.
under Wilkes, and then later on came back to Malaysia and trained with Nelson Choi.
Oh yeah, the Sabah boys.
Yeah, man, and that was an experience in itself.
Right. So this was with Wilkes. That means that you were in Australia for that period of time.
I was there for 7 years. I played rugby for 3 years, and then played for 4 years. I picked up jiu-jitsu while I was lifting, actually. And yeah, the rest is history.
All right. Okay. Is it very different? Did you play rugby back in Malaysia and then also in Australia, or was it like something you picked up when you were there?
No, I only picked it up there. I didn't really have an opportunity to play back when I was in Malaysia. I didn't know who to go to, didn't know how to get started in the sport. But in Australia, like, you know, the school coaches basically, you know, go hit hunting around looking for all the big guys they can find.
Yeah.
It's compulsory as well, so I didn't really have a choice. But it was, you know, some of the best days of my life. I played prop, played lucid and tied it for 3 years.
That's the best position.
Stuff.
Alright, that's fantastic, dude. So covered, you know, how you got started into powerlifting. What was really interesting about powerlifting that, you know, kind of said like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. Like for Zaro, it was because you had to rehab, and you just kind of enjoyed it, right? And so for Darren, like what was it like? Like how did you move from rugby into powerlifting? Like what was that kind of like?
Oh, when I started rugby at how old was I? I was 15. No, 15. Yeah, when I started rugby at 15, you know, all the other teammates were lifting. So, you know, I joined them off season as well, and we go to the gym. And
right, so it's kind of like part of the sport as well, like that you have to do strength training.
We did a lot of strength work in our teens, and then later on after rugby, you know, I thought I wanted to pursue it a little bit more seriously. and there was a powerlifting club at my uni in Melbourne. So yeah, I just walked in, and next thing I knew, I was training with the national team, and Rob was throwing me in competitions. It was really, really good fun.
Yeah, Rob's a bit. Yeah, he's straight up, right? Like he puts you in the competition as well. Like back when I was training with him, he's just like yeah, you're gonna go compete. Yeah, straight up. Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So how old were you when you did your first meet?
I was 17. I was 17 years old, sub junior in a place called Mildura. Yeah. So I had no idea what I was doing. Just went out to help, and he was like, well, it was literally a meet, man. I didn't even know I was competing. I was just lifting weight, and yeah, that's what kind of powerlifting.
Mm. Oh, that's fantastic, dude. What about you, Zara? When was your first meet? Was the one you went in Singapore your first meet?
Yeah, same with them.
Oh shit! So you guys go way back. Yeah.
Way back, literally.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put the picture up. You know, like where you guys competed, because I saw Darren like send me a pic a while ago, and I was like,
It's Wilkes, Nelson, Zaro, and I.
yeah.
I think that was even before IPF was registered in Singapore.
So, Mo, what meet was that in Singapore actually?
It was IPF, but it wasn't a really like proper meet, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was. It had all the IPF officials there, including Rob, who came down at the time to kind of like judge the judges, I think. And it was good meet. It ran out of time though at the end. We didn't get our final.
Oh, you guys didn't get your third deadlift. Get to do your third deadlift. Was it like a end of the day, like really late day sort of thing, or?
Yeah, ran into the end of the day, like 6 p.m. or something. It was really strict about the cutoff time, and the meet was shared with like a kettlebell and a weightlifting event.
It was a badminton court, I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
It was a badminton court.
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, this was back in 20.
It's one of the first proper meet for them, I guess.
2013.
So there wasn't an IPF federation in Singapore back then, but like they were running something there.
I think the year after that.
Ah, okay. Maybe it was in the works already. You know, something was going on, and all right.
Oh, there was a head judge from Hong Kong, Rob as well. So they did IPF people there back then.
All right, pretty legit stuff. All right, so kind of just let the viewers know, you know, like what were your best numbers, right? And you know, how far did you get in powerlifting, right? I think that'd be something pretty interesting to know, right? So Darren, what were your best numbers when you were lifting?
It was very mediocre. I benched 202.5.
Psych! You thought! Right.
So we have
mediocre.
200 benches here. We're all three of us at 200 kilo benches.
That's why it's called Big Boys and Chill.
That was the only, semi-decent thing I could do. I did 225 on the squat, I think, in comp. And I don't remember what my best pull was in comp. I pulled 275 in training. Did a little bit more on the squat, like 235 in training, but never a big squatter. Did 245 in a Super Katana bench. But, pretty much it, man. I don't. My comp lifts weren't that great. 60 deadlift, I think. 5, I can't remember.
Right. So I mean that bench is it's just pretty enough to you have to carry your whole total, dude.
I never actually maxed out when I was benching real heavy in training. Like I did 185 for triples, a body weight of like 140.
Oh, you were 140.
I went at 140. Bench just started.
I mean, my guy here is very tall.
He's tall, dude. Like, yo, how tall are you? Like 180?
Me and Cheezy, me and Michael is about the same height. We're like
Stomp boys.
cm plus minus. This dude, we're just standing around probably his nose.
Yeah, dude. How tall are you for the record?
I'm 6'1" now. I used to be 6'2". I shrunk about an inch. Yeah, from got hernia hit my L4, L5, compressed L4, L3, L4, and L2, L3. Yeah, so 3 discs
Mm.
that cost me a drop. Right.
Was it from lifting?
It's from lightweight, man. I think I corked my back on like an 80-kilo
Right.
deficit deadlift or something. But
Oh shit.
yeah, just
Yo, like honestly, like anything that goes in the spine, like even for me as well. Like back then, it was like 140 that just kind of took everything away.
yeah, yeah.
It's weird, dude, with back injuries. Yeah. What about you, Zaro? I'm sure people are people are very excited to hear some big numbers.
Well, most of the lifts that I've done, I mean, the heaviest ones were done in the gym. Yeah, and I don't know for me, but a lot of means unfortunate things happen to me when it comes to powerlifting meet. I guess it's part of it. So my best deadlift is 360. Um, bench I would say 230, and then squat. Well, I've done raw and I've done with reps. So with reps I've done like 330 for a double. Um, with sleeves I've done 300 for a double actually. Yeah,
I
that's about it.
see. Also, the reps give
Nice.
you about 10%. Like you say, like fairly.
Um, for reps, a lot of people think it's easy to squat in reps, but it's actually not because you have to shift you have to change the way you squat from sleeves to reps
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah.
If you try to squat the same way with reps, it might throw you in front or to the back. So it's more of a control kind of thing. You want to get as much compression in the reps so you get the most rebound. It's not really just like, I dive bomb with sleeves, I'll dive bomb with reps. It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
Yeah, because like it kind of gives you a bit more support in like the knee flexion bit of the squat, right? So like if you actually dive on it, it's gonna throw you off like a spring that's not quite aligned properly.
It feels amazing for those guys with tendonitis.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, back in the day.
It,
Holy
it doesn't hurt so much.
you squatted in reps as well, right, Darren? Or was that in sleeves?
I squatted in wraps when I was like a teenager, but
Right.
later on when I started squatting a little bit heavier, it was in sleeves all over.
Mm. Right. I want to know what the progress was like over time. Like how, um, like did you start out and just kind of just kept the momentum going all the way to to your best, or like was it kind of something that slowed down over time and it was something that you have to just slowly chisel away?
Well, I've been training for 11 years now. And when I first started, for the first few months of training, I think I was 14 years old at that point. I think in 4 months or so, I went from 60 kilos deadlift to 200 at 14 years old.
Mm.
That's how I see, that's how I figured that I have potential in lifting. And throughout the years, each year I probably gain about 20 kilos of my deadlift. Squats probably 10 to 15 kilos every year. And then I hit a wall when tendonitis kicked in.
This is in your knee.
Yeah, so yeah, in my knee. So I stopped squatting as often as I mean not as often. I slowed down and then I focused more on deadlift and bench pressing. And then I fucked up my elbow, tendonitis.
Oh,
So something about my deadlift, nothing bad, touch wood, ever happened to me. So I keep on progressing. But coming towards, I think about 4 to 5 years ago, I got stuck at 320, and it took me about 2 years to get 5 to 10 kilos up. And yeah, it was a lot of going back to the whiteboard and finding your weaknesses and those points where you need to work on, which is tough actually when you get rather seasoned in the sport. So I nailed that and I got to 360.
damn. After 5 years, dude.
Yeah, it's you just need to find that sweet spot of your weakness.
Yeah.
You work towards it, you work on it, you'll definitely improve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you said before like this kind of analogy where it's like you're looking for a
Yeah.
weakness in the armor that you've built up for so long, right? And it's very hard
Correct.
to find because you've built this huge thing where it's like, yeah, it looks pretty solid, but there's always a weakness somewhere, you know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
for new guys it's easy because like they don't really train for so long, so most of the parts are weak.
Mm.
But once you get seasoned, it's very hard to determine or to detect what's lacking or those kind of things. Yeah.
Definitely. That's an interesting insight. What about you, Darren? Like, how long did it take for you to get to benching 200?
Um,
Because you said you've only been
well,
you trained for like 3 years and you've gotten there. It's like what?
well, basically, I've already been training from about maybe in 16, like just the gym, doing bodybuilding stuff. So when I started lifting, my technique was horrible. It's actually stiff leg deadlifting. So a stiff leg like 240, I think, at 18, and Rob saw that and thought I had some potential. But I caught my back on 80 kilos, and and my squat was always an issue. I had a lot of deficiencies in my core strength, and I was falling all over the place because I've got a long body, yeah, long upper body, short legs. So I stopped lifting for like a year, and I did jiu-jitsu, and that sort of helped. Yeah, so doing jiu-jitsu, helped build my core strength, and actually got back into benching. I was never a big bencher. Maybe 140 or so was at 18, and it
Mm,
just started climbing. 160, 180, actually 200.
mm,
Did 202.5 in a bench shirt though, but it was like a loose bench shirt I put on myself, so it was really, wasn't very tight.
mm.
And my best working sets for that were like 167 and a half for triples. I still remember. So I eventually worked up to 185 for triple. Never went for one rep max.
That's all for episode 1 of BGD, Big Boys and Chill. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out greatly. And next week, our big boys will be talking about their training and what it's like to be a big boy. So keep an eye out for the next episode, and we'll see you there. Have a great one, guys.